Welcome back to Apex Sci-Fi. When a planet falls to war, the first things to go are the people. The second things to go are the stories. Solara Prime was once the cultural heart of the Mid-Rim, famous for its ancient libraries and the legendary Aegis relics, artifacts said to hold the collective history of 1,000 generations. When the hegemony occupation began, the relics vanished. They weren't destroyed. They were looted. Now, those relics are being sold to the highest bidder. The auction is taking place aboard the Gilded Horizon, a luxury liner for the galaxy's elite, drifting in the neutral zone. The man behind the sale is Marcus Thorne, a collector who believes that beauty belongs to whoever has the credits to own it. To him, the history of Solara is just a line on a ledger. Lyra Jax, the thief known as the Cipher, was raised on the stories of Solara. She knows that a people without a past have no future. Lyra does not board the Gilded Horizon as a guest. She enters through the exterior service hatches, her ship, the Midnight Sparrow, clinging to the liner's hull like a silent parasite. She moves through the ventilation shafts, shedding her vacuum gear to reveal a dark blue cloak that allows her to blend into the shadows of the upper galleries. She reaches the main exhibition hall. It is a room of marble and gold, filled with the wealthy and the powerful. They sip expensive wine and look at the Aegis relics as if they are nothing more than shiny trinkets. Lyra stands on a balcony overlooking the room. Her face is hidden behind her signature mask. The fluid chrome surface is smooth and dark, reflecting the glittering chandeliers. As she scans the security grid, neon violet patterns begin to pulse across the mask, mapping the heat sensors and the pressure plates surrounding the relics. The artifacts are held in gravity-locked cases. If the weight inside the case changes by even a milligram, the entire room will be sealed in a kinetic stasis field. Thorne has also rigged the relics with a self-destruct charge. If they are removed without the master key, they turn to dust. Lyra does not use a master key. She uses a frequency. She drops from the balcony, her cloak billowing like wings. She lands silently in the center of the room during a scheduled light show. The guests think she is part of the entertainment. Lyra places her hands on the main display case. The neon violet patterns on her mask shift into a series of rapid, intricate geometric lines. She is sending a vibration signal directly into the gravity lock. She is convincing the sensors that the artifacts are still there, even as she lifts them out. Thorne spots her from across the room. He screams for his guards, but Lyra is already moving. She doesn't run for the exit. She runs for the communication array. As the guards close in, Lyra interfaces with the ship's broadcast system. The surface of her mask flares with intense violet light. She isn't just stealing the relics, she is stealing the audience. She projects a massive holographic display in the center of the hall. It isn't a message from a thief. It is the history of Solara Prime. She shows the guests the beauty of the world before the war, the faces of the people who created the art, and the children who are now growing up in refugee camps without a culture to call their own. For a moment, the room is silent. The wealthy collectors look at the relics and for the first time they see the blood on them. Lyra triggers a localized smoke screen. In the confusion, she makes her way to the escape pods. But she doesn't take the relics to her ship. She places them inside an automated relief shuttle programmed for the Solaran refugee moon. She watches from the Midnight Sparrow as the shuttle launches. Marcus Thorne is left standing in an empty gallery. He has his gold and his wine, but the history of a world has slipped through his fingers. He finds a single violet cipher symbol etched into the velvet lining of the empty display case. Lyra Jax set the Sparrow to jump. The violet patterns on her mask fade into a soft, comforting glow. She didn't get a single credit for the job, but as she looks at the stars, she knows that the stories of Solara Prime will be told for another 1,000 years. This has been Apex Sci-Fi. Some things are too precious to be bought. If you enjoyed this heist for a planet soul, hit that like button. Comment below. If you could save one piece of history from being lost, what would it be? Subscribe for the next heist, the Gilded Trap. The Midnight Sparrow is back in the black. The history is home.